Are you ready for a non-stop action thrill ride? Guns Akimbo is the movie for you. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome back to Cinematically Late, the series dedicated to movies that I may have missed for whatever reason, whether they were in theaters or it's just something that simply fell off my list. Today we are talking about a movie that I wasn't really anticipating wanting to see, but it happened to pop up on Amazon Prime, so I recommend watching it if you have the chance to. But this one's called Guns Akimbo, starring Daniel Radcliffe from the Harry Potter franchise. Now, this is a massive departure for Daniel Radcliffe, especially when you associate him with Harry Potter. This is totally not the movie you would expect, but it is a balls-to-the-wall, action-packed, non-stop thrill ride of just non-stop action, and it's pretty awesome. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in and talk about why this movie is just so much fun. Now, the first thing has to be that over-the-top action. It's just over the top. There's no way to describe it. Whenever you anticipate something absolutely absurd to happen, that absurd thing happens, or even something more absurd happens. And I highly recommend for any action movie junkies out there, if you're looking for a new movie to watch, if you haven't yet seen this one, make sure to check it out. Because if you like any of these movies listed here, then you're probably going to like at least some aspects of Guns Akimbo. And trust me, if you watch this movie, you will definitely recognize at least some of the things in that list that I just showed you. It's so awesome in so many ways. It's just like an amalgamation of different weird over-the-top action movies. And it's just awesome in that way, just by itself. Now, next up on this list has got to be the acting. Now, it's not overly good. I didn't really anticipate it to be good just because there's actually not a whole lot of acting to be done. It's more of stunt work, but I do have to give credit where credit is due. Daniel Radcliffe actually did a really good job, especially coming from, to be honest, a pretty small guy with a background like Harry Potter. You associate with him so much, but he really goes all out in this movie. Very similar to Swiss Army Man. He did a really good job in that. Very surprising. This one too was very surprising. Not so much in that dramatic role, but it's just not something you would anticipate seeing Daniel Radcliffe ever be a part of. But because he does sort of embrace it and recognizes that this is a very over-the-top movie, I think he gets it, and he does so well in that. Plus, I think his American accent is probably one of the best out of most of the Brits that I've ever seen, especially in some more recent films. I feel like he has one of the best accents transitioning. Tom Holland is probably one of the only other ones I think is definitely setting the bar in terms of American accents. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a ton of other actors. That's just what I'm thinking of while recording. Now, point number 3, and the only downside that I really have to Guns Akimbo, is it's maybe just a little bit too long for the story that it's trying to tell. A lot of it is very interesting, it's very fun, it's very action-packed. A lot of it keeps you engaged, but there's just certain aspects of it that I kind of found myself getting a little bit bored with it, I guess. Especially towards the end, because there is just so much action, so much gunfire, so much fighting, that at some point it's kind of like, okay, can we kind of move this along and find out where are we going with this? And that kind of piggybacks into saying that the ending is very, very rushed. There's really no explanation to what happens in the end. It just quickly gets there and then moves on to something else, and it's over, just like that. They spent so much time on these action sequences, I think they maybe forgot about the story a couple of times, and it kind of shows. So those are pretty much all of my thoughts on Guns Akimbo. I highly recommend checking out, especially like I said before, if you are an action junkie of any kind, you'll probably get at least a little bit of enjoyment out of this movie. I highly recommend checking it out. As I mentioned, it is available on Amazon Prime. If you are a Prime member, go check it out. You can essentially watch it for free, but you can at least enjoy a movie that maybe you probably would have never given a shot to before. Worth checking out. So those are pretty much all of my thoughts on this Cinematically Late. Make sure you tune in next week as I do have another Cinematically Late every single Thursday that drops, as well as I do lives every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you guys also hit that subscribe button down there as well as that thumbs up. Most importantly, that subscribe and share button, because we want to get this channel to 300 subscribers, because not only am I doing a giveaway, but I'm also planning on doing a watch party of watching Jack Reacher with you guys. Still working on the details of that, but we got to get to 300 first, and I need your help to do it. So if you can help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, before you go, let me know what you guys think of this video. Do you think the audio sounds pretty good? Do you like the setup? I kind of changed things a little bit just to try and get a little bit of a different angle on things. Let me know, do you like the old way? Do you like the new way? I would like some feedback, so I really appreciate that. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one.